This is a video that I feel like I have to make. Now, as you can probably tell by the title, I've got an issue with Ark Survival Ascended, and it's nothing to do with what you might think it is, nothing to do with the Nitrado issues, or even the delayed issues for console, or anything like that. They are issues, but they're kind of getting addressed. My issue is creatures are not spawning. Now, I literally was recording a video, and I spent about over an hour looking for an RJ. I was in the Redwoods, did not find a single RJ. The Redwoods were basically empty and dead. So I was curious, I actually stopped recording, jumped onto good old Google to just check what is going on. And I learned that there is many other people that have posted stuff on Steam with the same issue. Dinos aren't spawning, they can't find dinos. The game's running smoothly, but nothing is spawning. I can't find creatures. Everything I'm finding is low levels. And it seemed like this is a real issue, because I'm going to give a little nod to Nooblets, if I'm pronouncing that rightly. I apologise if I'm not. I actually checked out one of his videos, because going through all these Steam threads led me to one of his videos, where I'll link it in the description. I haven't asked if I can use footage, which is why it's not in the video, but it'll be linked in the description, where he's also addressed this, and he believes there's like 75% less dinos than ASE. Personally, I think there's like 90% or even maybe 85% less dinos than ASE. He will fly around on an RJ across the map, and he hardly encounters any creatures at all. So if you want to actually see that footage, just go check his video. Currently in my playthrough, I don't have any flyers, and I'm not just going to go and admin him a flyer just to do it for this video. I wouldn't like doing that. So just if you want to actually see the proof of this, check his video. It'll be linked in the description. But I really need to speak out against this, because I spent an hour, like my last 4 videos, I spent over an hour, like between an hour to an hour and 40 minutes, looking for creatures, and they're just not spawning. And it's not like, oh, it's just not that one specific creature, it's a lot of creatures aren't. And I've noticed that a lot in the Redwoods. Now, I do understand, since the game is way more demanding than Ark Survival Evolved, maybe because the game's got a much bigger RAM, they had to minimise and lower dino spawns. That's perfectly fine. But it feels like they've lowered them by like 80-odd%. Wildcard, what is the point in remastering a game if you're going to remove all of the spawns for dinos? You can't find anything. I know everything on the island's low level. Even like I went in my INI files, I've set my max level to 201. The highest level I've found is 3 145s, 2 mammoths, and a willy rhino. That's the highest I've found. The island was not known for high spawns, so I'm not complaining about that, but there is no spawns for creatures anywhere. Like multiple times in the video footage you'll see, there are actual areas that in Ark Survival Evolved were incredibly populated by dinos. There'll be a clip I might actually put, I'll make sure it's on screen right now, and it's between the volcano and one of the other mountains. That area is usually mobbed with creatures. In this video, there's nothing. There's maybe, I think there's 2 parasaurs in the background at some point, but it's dead. And I like just left the recording and was AFK for 10 minutes. Obviously, I won't show you the full 10-minute footage, but nothing was there for 10 minutes. And I'm like, it's just, it doesn't feel right. Now, maybe there's a setting that we've all missed. Maybe there's a setting in the game where we can enable it. Maybe you need to go in your INI files. I don't know, but I really feel like Wildcard, if any of you are listening, you really need to identify this, because what's the point in playing your amazing, gorgeous looking game if we can't find creatures? Because it's not creature levels as an issue, but I will say, nearly every time you find a creature, it is a really crap low level, even when you've got it set to high levels. But I think that's just the island in general. But honestly, I'm finding like no creatures. It's just so weird. Like on some of my videos, you probably won't notice it because I edited it out a lot. It's just, I'm honestly annoyed by it, because it's like, I get if it's because you don't want people's machines to explode. Maybe you don't want to lag or cause really bad FPS for people that's playing. Fair enough. But lower maybe even the graphic quality then before taking out dinosaur spawns. Like maybe I'd be fine if they took out like about 40% of Ark Survival Evolved spawns, but it feels like between 80 to 90% of dino spawns. And the next issue, the thing I've took the most issue with, which you can actually check on episode 2 of my Ark Survival Ascended playthrough, is the Redwoods. The only creatures that are spawning are the same creatures. There is just an absolute army, a complete legion of just terror birds, raptors, and microraptors. And yes, they spawned in the Redwoods and ASA quite a lot as well. But these are like the only creatures that are consecutively, I think's the right word, spawning. Like, there's the only thing that's repeatedly spawning again and again and again, where almost nothing else is. I spent almost 2 hours yesterday looking for a carno. I found 3 in the space of that 2 hours. That's not right. And I've even checked my files, I've checked the game settings. There is a setting, I think, on single player to up dino like spawn counting, but I don't know if it actually does anything. I think it's already set max by default. So I don't get what's going on. Either someone at Wildcard, you've messed up the spawns and it could just come out as a bug, it'll get a little patch in a couple of days or maybe even a week or so, a bit longer. That's fine. If it's just a bug, just come out and say it's a bug. But if this is not, and this is now a feature, you need to tell us. Because what is the point in playing if you can't find anything? You're walking through the world and it's empty. There's nothing there. It feels like I'm playing Path of Titans trying to look for other players and it's just dead. And I'm not the only person that's saying this. There's so many people on Steam leaving comments and questions, other YouTubers, even other people's videos where they're walking around taming stuff saying, oh, the area feels really dead, it's so empty. Like, it's happening to everybody, so it's not just me. And I get if this is just a bug, but I just feel like Wildcard, if any of you are listening or someone who's able to reach out to Wildcard can just show them this video or just explain to them that if this is a bug, tell us, please. If it's a feature, you have to tell us, there's no option. And if it's because memory space or RAM or people's hardware, they don't want to blow up people's machines, I totally get that. I would not be annoyed if that was the reason, because it just means, okay, they don't want to blow up people's machines. Fair enough, kinda sucks. But the game already, from its graphic standpoint, is already breaking a lot of people's PCs at the moment. So, I'd get it, totally would. And maybe sometime down the line, a couple of days, couple of weeks, maybe even a month, someone might come out with a mod that puts in more spawn locations. Because ASA had a lot of mods that added in just more spawns, or helped you deal with removing spawns for creatures that were over-spawning. Like, it's not really inconceivable that someone will make a mod that repopulates spawn locations. Because the population seems to be on a sharp decline. And I know you could just say, oh, maybe it's because the area is not loaded in. Yeah, fair enough. But I'm in these areas for about 2 hours or longer, looking for, like, a specific creature. And only, like, 3 specific creatures are repeatedly spawning. That's not right. That is a big issue. Like, I haven't even got Thylid once in the Redwoods. I've seen Thylas, but they're on the ground walking around. I've seen ones in trees, but none have actually grabbed me. But there's so little of anything in the Redwoods. I haven't seen aloes. I've seen 1 Rex in 2 hours of looking, and it was like a level 5. It's like, something is not right here. So I know I've made a big point about using the Redwoods as an example, but I'm only using that because that's the one I've experienced this the worst, because it's happening like across the whole map. The only area where creatures seem to be spawning repeatedly, and it's like the creatures that should be spawning there, is the snow biome. Every other area, it's just that hardly any creatures are spawning. Like, I've been running through the swamp constantly on my videos, and I have not came across a single caprol. I came across like 1 sarco, and that's it. So it's not just like, I'm just using the Redwoods as an example, because that's the area so far I think I've spent the most time in Ark Survival Ascended, and comparing it to Ark Survival Evolved, there's just such a massive change in the level of creatures. Like, I've even got mods on, I've got the Ark Edition mods, and I've not found a single modded creature, and I have done multiple dino wipes. So I just wanted to add this little bit at the end, because I'm actually editing the video now and it kind of sounds like I'm only caring about the Redwoods. No, this is happening everywhere. Like, you go run around the map on a creature or flying on a bird or a pteranodon, you look down and there's like 1 or 2 creatures spawning, and that's it. You're in the area for an hour and almost nothing is still spawned. Like, as I've said, something really isn't right here. Apparently, I will also let you know, because it's a little bit of an update, there was apparently a patch that fixed this, but I asked the person, when did this patch come out? And they didn't answer me. I don't recall it. I've even tried to check the patch notes, and I've not seen anything that says that this has been, like, fixed. So between now and you're seeing this video, maybe it has been patched. If it has, good. But I've played, like, I've actually went back and recorded a video before recording this little bit here at the end, and it still feels the exact same. Nothing feels different. So I just wanted to say that even if they have apparently patched it, it doesn't seem like it's actually made a difference. So, but I've not got any proof that it has been patched. I've just been told. I don't see any proof of it. Now, I'll be surprised if this video even gets a lot of notice. If it does, I want to say this right now, I'm not shitting on the developers, but with me saying that, I'm also not protecting the developers. I do think the people at Wildcard do a lot of work. They work really hard. They're under a lot of strain with having to deal with all the shit Nitrado is doing and having Snail Games as their boss. Just don't even go down that rabbit hole. Both of them are terrible right now. Well, Snail Games is always terrible, but Nitrado's maybe going to be better in the future. We don't know. Whatever. I'm not getting into all that. But I don't have any hate for the Ark team, or the Ark developers, or Wildcard. I'm not going to drag this out, because I'm basically just beating the same drum here, repeating the same thing again and again and again. But it just needs addressed. So, this isn't a hate video. This is more just a question of what is going on. Please tell us. If you guys don't know what it is, just say it's a bug, and you're trying to work out how to fix it. But if it's intentional, and I've said it like 6 times, we need to know. Because what is the point in playing a remastered game if you can't actually find creatures to tame, to fight, to play with? There's no reason. There is no reason to play the game if you can't get the creatures. That is the bottom line. And that's it for this video. I don't usually do these type of videos. I don't really enjoy doing these type of ones, just calling people out, and because it's just such a downer, and it just, some people take it so negatively or just get so hateful towards the people you're talking around, and I don't need that energy in my life right now. I really don't, because I'm actually still going to play the game. I'm still enjoying it. I'm loving every aspect. I'm loving all the new features, all the new base building stuff, and just the graphics are gorgeous. I'm getting a really steady 50 FPS on my PC, which I am absolutely shocked by, because it's not really powerful by any means, but I'm really happy with it. So this is just my one biggest issue with the game. If it's fixable, please do it. If it takes a couple of weeks, that is fine. Just tell us what the fuck is going on, please, Wildcard. I hope you all have a lovely, wonderful day. If you enjoyed, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.